chat is available too, so we're going to try to bring in some field commentary to see how everybody is doing out there. Here's our replay. Look at this.
Oh my God.
It's so amazing.
But look how we didn't see much of a lean like we did the last time, did we?
No. You can also see like
Deixa eu ver.
stuff
Parece que
flying
estamos ao
around.
vivo.
Yeah, there's a little bit, but not like the total destruction last time.
It's just going.
To me, the thing that I will consider seems to move away from the tower. I don't know if you guys see it, but it does seem like it does some kind of avoidance maneuver.
Okay.
Because for the first flight, it did something similar, but it seemed to, because Elon said, oh, we didn't do any pad avoidance maneuver or anything like it. And, you know, backtracking the engines that went out during liftoff and everything, it seemed that it was because of that. But here, all 33 engines ignited, so obviously there must be some intentionality here, right?
Can I see the replay from the beginning again? Because I think you see the air shockwave.
Yeah.
At ignition. Like, could we? I'm not sure if that's possible. I'm sorry, production, but I think you can see the air shockwave. There.
Oh wow! Look at that. Yeah. And you see a number of them because you do have these engines lighting up in not all at once, right? They launch them in a sequence, so you're going to see multiple shockwaves there.
One of the things, look out for if we replay it again, obviously, look out for the quick disconnect arm. It separates, and then 2 seconds later is when the liftoff happens. So the QD on the ship disconnects, and then it starts rising 2 seconds later. It's amazing.
Eu vou fazer uma coisa que deixa muita gente puta lá no grupo. Ficando todo mundo.
I have something special coming, apparently. Apparently, we might have some footage of a booster explosion also in the pipeline.
Um recurso bacana do
Just
Facebook
teasing
que a gente
that. We are
usa, né?
working on it.
Okay.
But we have
we'll
so
keep
many
tranquilo,
cameras.
não.
We have so many angles. You really don't want to miss what's coming over the next, I don't know how long. We will go as long as we can.
And what you're looking at here is the fruit of months of labor on the part of the NSF crew to get all of this footage to you. And of course, we'll have this up on our YouTube channel in addition to just watching these awesome replays. And the debris doesn't look all that heavy that's flying around, does it?
No, it looks like, dare I say it, for the biggest rocket of all time, a normal rocket launch. Yeah. And that's good. It doesn't look like a destructive rock tornado.
Enquanto ele tá falando um monte de cozeira, tem de
incredible. I mean, you just look at the amount of energy being released there. I mean, look at the shockwave through that smoke plume there as it's going up. I mean, insane. Let me ask you guys, would you want to be on the top of that rocket? Maybe not this one, given what happened to it, but...
Queremos imagens dos
it's just flight terminated. So I'm like, not yet, but...
Galerinha que for chegando, vai falando aí de onde vocês são, de onde é que vocês estão assistindo.
I'm seeing the photographs from our team, and oh my God.
Você faz observações noturnas. O lag dele está temeroso, hein? Deus.
We honest. Oh my God! Yeah, I see that. Holy moly! We have some stuff cooking for you guys. There's there's still stuff to come. Wow.
Yeah. So we have more to come, and we will try to deliver some. Look at these great views we've got. How many do we have? I don't think I've seen the same view twice here yet. So
yeah, it's like this is unbelievable. This will take, so there will, of course, this will all result in a long time of us talking about this, because we will just have to, we will just have to try and learn what we just witnessed. And SpaceX probably is still in the process of like understanding what just happened. But there's no doubt about this. This was exceeding expectations. This is definitely on the right track.
Estão com muita expectativa, que não vê a hora disso acontecer.
I would say
Basicamente
basically
por isso que eu
everything that
consegui
went
entender.
wrong on the first flight, they
O meu inglês
corrected.
também não é.
Yeah.
Everything, even the FTS.
Including the flight termination system, which you could argue is actually, I think that's going to make the FAA feel a lot better, right? That to know that it actually did work. It did its job, which it did not do the first time. So I'm going to put up some supporter messages here. We have so many, and I really thank everybody on behalf of the team here for your support of the channel, because I can tell you this team has been working their tail off.
Feliz para as pessoas. Ajudar a melhorar essa questão aí, né, amigo? Eu faz para dar uma travada. Melhorada. Essa aqui.
Maneuver. Because for the first flight, it did something similar, but it seemed to because Elon said, "Oh, we didn't do any pad avoidance maneuver or anything like it," and backtracking the engines that went out. And stuff and everything, it seemed that it was because of that. But here, all 33 engines ignited, so obviously there must be some intentionality here, right?
Direito.
If you think about it, whatever thing they need to fix, it needs to be with a booster return, which is not as it's not as limiting right now. It will be limiting in the future, but not right now.
Desce.
Basically the
Você passa, erro.
early stages of test flights for Starship, and then the ship needs to be able to fully finish that burn to orbit, basically. And so that is what, like maybe 10% of the whole mission today, that is quite amazing, to be honest. I don't think they will need to do as many modifications this time around, which will mean both hardware and perhaps even the paperwork will not last as long.
And just to say it again, we have replaced incoming. We have analysis incoming. We have reactions from our field people incoming. We are working on all of that. The machine in the background is already working. I can already see it. And it's
It looks like you got a metal print. Ready though.
Yes, I want to let's show this
Straight off
because Sean
Okay, nossa.
Sean was getting you something.
Wow.
Do you want this? Do you want this launch on your wall? Do you want this launch on your wall? Because you can now get this launch on your wall because this is fresh out of the oven. The second launch of Starship. There you go. You can now get it on shop.nasa.spaceflight.com.
I can't tell you how perfect that launch looked to me. Now, granted, I could not build one of these myself, but it looked a lot better than the last one. That's for sure.
The first stage flight, the plume of the engines, that was clean.
Yeah. What's great about the methane is that you can really see
Tem quadro do lançamento da Starship inteira, né?
Typically witness,
Lançamento aí, meu filho. Eu quero ver quadro vendendo. Pelo amor de Deus.
The number of engines that were functioning fully. And Alex, there was a successful boost back, it looked like, up until
Vê se eu consigo buscar.
Until until it was not successful, but I want to stress here that a booster return, a ship return will have been just the icing on the cake, and it is pretty much I don't know. I will consider this a total success in the sense that we got first stage burn, we got hot staging, the ship went into space. Starship in space, like what? Once they start getting those feeds back from their telemetry, and whatever, we're gonna have such amazing views, which I hope they got, obviously, but like, oh my gosh, The 33 engines. To me, the most striking thing once that thing lifted off was seeing those 33 engines all igniting. How complicated it was for them in the last, I don't know how many years already of booster testing to ignite those 33 engines. It's always been so complicated, such a headache for them, and being able to finally super heavy with all 33 engines is rising proud out of Starbase and getting that second stage, that ship 25 into space. It is completely amazing.
For being, involved in all the channels, I mean, we're coming up to like, I don't know, excruciatingly close to 500,000 subscribers. Right? You got
Vai. Iniciada nessa. Bagunça, merda. Mas
very complicated regulatory investigation, but more like a lighter one. I think I'm putting my money on before April for sure for the next flight. That's my prediction here.
Yeah, me too.
And I think if you look at the mishap report and all the things that they adjusted here in response to that first launch, and it really speaks to the process that SpaceX follows here, which is launch and fail, and get to a point where, as you can see, this iterative development here. Alex, you were about to say something.
Yeah, I will agree with
parece que estamos ao vivo. Deixa eu só ver se aparece minha voz aqui.
See a ton of
Ó, o lançamento, olha que lindo.
to get this ready back for flight, because most of the flights it was a complete success. Obviously there must have been
Lançou, velho, olha.
for the ship to have triggered its flight termination system, but definitely the booster the whole way uphill. The boost back burn, it seemed like the relight of the Raptors didn't quite work entirely. But again, that's an issue that I can work on the next flight. This was like the icing on the cake for this flight. The next flight will be all about nailing all of these little issues that happen after actually going uphill and going into space. I,
Que top,
I
velho.
don't
Que
think
bagulho
this
louco.
time around we're gonna see that 63 recommendation list, right? Remember when Elon posted all of these recommendations and everything that they have found? I'm not sure that's gonna happen this time around. Obviously, there's gonna be some because they themselves will figure out that they need to work on things. But hey, look, it's just the development process, and you can see, oh my God, every single time that I'm
Tem algum
that I'm
terraplanista aí
seeing
pra
all
falar
of
que isso
those
tudo é
views. We're
fake, pra
less
falar
than
que é tudo
1 hour since that
vídeo
launch,
de
and
computador.
still, I'm mind
We got more.
blown by these
Ai,
views.
ai.
It just keeps coming and
E olha a
coming. We had that view
potência
from the
disso, cara.
hotel.
Olha que
It's just
incrível.
amazing to see what we had there. Hey, thanks to Landon and Jim, who I had up there earlier. Sorry, go ahead.
O ser humano.
Um,
Coisa
I was
maravilhosa,
just
né?
looking at all of our
Tem que
feeds,
fazer coisas
and
tão incríveis que eu fico
I was just
fascinado.
looking at some of the feeds, and they have such
Você já
Apollo
parou
vibes.
pra olhar ao redor as coisas que você
Because
é
there's
capaz de
more coming.
fazer?
There's more coming. There's
Construção,
one that I'm looking for,
arquitetura,
and we'll see if we
máquina.
get it.
Meu, isso é tudo
That
muito incrível,
definitely
sabe?
has huge Apollo vibes, and
Eu de verdade eu fico
definitely looking
fascinado
forward
com a
to show
capacidade do
that
ser
here on
humano de
stream.
ter,
I'll tell you what,
sabe, de
we've got so
ser
many great views, and I'm sure we've got a lot of footage to unpack and
Intencional, sei lá.
analyze. So if you are not already
Tem essa palavra.
subscribed to NSF, hit the button because we're going to be
Transcendente.
pouring
Essa
over this
palavra.
footage quite a bit over
Velho,
the next
tudo isso
couple of
que
weeks. I know
sendo feito vai
done so
transcender o
much
tempo, né? Vai
analysis
ficar aí
of
por
what to
diversas
expect,
gerações,
and
vai
it's
trazer
going to
benefícios
be,
para
I think, really
várias
interesting now to
gerações. Isso
compare
é
what we
maravilhoso,
expected to
cara.
what we actually got
Maravilhoso.
here. And Adrian, earlier you were saying that this was beyond your expectation. You didn't think we'd get this far.
Senhoras e
did you?
senhores, que
No,
imagem.
absolutely not. I
Demoramos,
said it before.
tivemos
If they
umas
even get
dificuldades
to
técnicas, mas agora rolou. Olha que sensacional.
In some shape or form, and they would be able to gather some data on that. That was my honest, like, if they get that, I would have celebrated already. At the moment I see the booster with 33 engines, and B,
Olha.
the ship with 6 engines going to
Pensa no
space.
diâmetro, a distância tem que
is-
ser para poder
That is
correr risco de
so far
se
above
intoxicar com
what
a
I expected to see today.
Esse aqui,
And I
sei
think
lá.
the most impressive thing about today is how clean it all looked. How clean this plume looked. How stable this rocket was during flight. That's it was just above anything. The first one looked so almost like almost holding it together, like
Perfeito, velho.
barely the parts flying off, and this looked
Yeah.
so much better.
It looked like it was really struggling to stay aloft last time, right? Up until, and then of course it started tumbling, and that was certainly the end of that one. But no, but this one, right? It looked like a regular spaceship that we typically cover on this channel. That was under control. Everything was firing off as expected. And Alex, you know, they obviously a lot of what they learned from Falcon went into Starship here. Falcon's become the workhorse of the space industry. It sounds like SpaceX has made a lot of progress in a short period of time. I would imagine we're going to see a level of reliability out of this one in the future too.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't doubt that, you know, Starship, as SpaceX learns more,
Texas.
they're gonna. I have all my hopes
Pela
that
SpaceX da
Starship become
Chip,
even as reliable or even more reliable.
o nosso
than
queridíssimo e
Falcon 9
odiadíssimo
in the long run.
Elon Musk.
Not just
Uns amam,
200
outros odeiam.
flights in a row, 'cause the launch that we saw today of Falcon 9
Odeio,
was
só
somewhere
quero
around,
que ele
I think,
beneficie.
200
Isso a gente
and 50
aproveita, né? Deixa
flight of Falcon 9 in a row since the last failure. I'm kind of eyeing my spreadsheets here. That's why I'm sort of stalling there. But yeah, it's quite amazing that they have made this.
Agora, meus queridos, em meio a tudo isso, a gente fica se perguntando, vai realmente
I don't doubt
dar
that in the
um
long
hit
run,
com um ser humaninho
within a
pra
few years, we're gonna
Marte?
see
Vai dar certo?
multiple flights of a
Estreitar?
Starship already in a
Falta
row that are
feminina.
really successful and
E
definitely
treinando pra fazer
launches,
isso, né?
but, you know,
Isso é
that return, that super heavy return,
aí sozinho.
it didn't work. But
Right.
É algo.
But look,
Nossa, olha
look at
isso,
all-
cara. Que
like
imagem, isso é
Falcon
louco.
9
Que
today,
imagem,
the
meu
launch that
Deus do
happened
céu.
earlier this morning,
Sensacional.
22nd successful landing in a row since the
Sensa-
last failure of a Falcon 9 landing. So, look, they're gonna get it. It's just about giving them time,
Sem falar.
giving them the
Louco.
opportunity to gather that data and fix the
Incrível.
issues. That's when they learn, and that's when you get a really reliable rocket.
What you're looking at here is the flight termination system engaging on the booster as it was in the process of returning, but something went awry there. And of course, they'll be doing a lot of analysis as to what happened. But the fact that the flight termination system worked and effectively got it done.
Isso é louco. Eu acho fascinante. Você comenta aí, fala o que vocês acham disso. Meu ponto de vista, o Bill Nelson, congrats to the team who made progress on today's flight test. Parabéns ao time que fez o progresso do lançamento de hoje. Space flights is a bold adventure demanding and spirit and daring innovation.
Together, NASA and SpaceX will return humanity to the moon, Mars and beyond, and we are a heck of a lot closer to getting to the moon.
Os espaciais são a aventura, demanda que podem inspirar e inovar.
Oh yeah, I feel like. Oh, there was Jim Free.
Its test represents a step closer to putting the first woman to the moon with the Artemis 3. Esse teste representa o primeiro passo mais próximo para colocar a primeira mulher na Lua. Artemis 3. Starship Human Landing System. Looking forward and seeing what we can be learning from this test that moves us closer to the next milestone. Olhando para frente e vendo o que nós podemos aprender com esse teste, vai nos mover mais próximo dos próximos. Perto? Próximos aí. Bom, se quem quiser com esse milestone, né?
But definitely encouraging words from NASA leadership today.
And I hear we might have the DOS track ready. Sorry, Adrian.
I was about to say the same thing. I want to see the DOS track.
Bom, foi um sucesso, reprisando aí, para quem tá chegando agora.
Oh my God, look at...
That first move of the tripod is always the hardest.
Isso do lançamento.
There we go, look at that.
Oh, look at that Mac Diamond.
Yeah.
This is a manual track, by the way. Just to point
perceber
out,
a distorção da imagem por causa da emanação de calor, a emanação de energia que sai dos propulsores do foguete, cara.
Locked on the end on the flames completely.
A câmera até mais tremida, né, para acompanhar.
That's amazing.
That view, look at that. The business end of Super Heavy. You can see sort of the fire suppression system on the bottom of the booster. I can see those vents activated. If you see the business end,
parabéns aos envolvidos. Ótimo lançamento, deu tudo certo. Parabéns, Elon Musk. Astronautas, os técnicos. E dando certo assim. Tecnológicas desenvolve, aos poucos elas se derramam, né, pela sociedade. É através desses estudos que conseguimos ter telefone celular, a internet, tudo isso, sabe? E aí as pessoas, mas por que tá tirando as pessoas da fome? Cada setor deve trabalhar naquilo que é especializado. E aí vai trazendo benefícios para todo mundo aos poucos. Significa que não existam líderes hipócritas preocupados com seu bolso ou qualquer coisa do tipo. Mas falar, não faz um lançamento porque tem gente com fome, isso daí é outra demanda. E a maioria das pessoas que fazem esse tipo de coisa não dá um prato de comida pro vizinho que tá passando necessidade. Então, não adianta você cobrar lá de cima se você não faz aqui embaixo. Vai lá e faz a sua parte. Entendeu?
We should get close to hot staging here, right?
Yeah. I don't think any of us are actually qualified to say y'all.
Sensacional.
No, I think it's like very close to a copyright infringement. I think.
Olha como o bagulho tá.
Might see this. Do we see the shutdown sequence here?
I think we do. It sounds like, from what I gather, DOS tracked this 99% of the way through.
Which is amazing because we always talk about, when we see Falcon 9's launching from Florida and Max or some other of the cables track the vehicles.
Sai do foco.
Oh my gosh, we're still tracking it.
Olha isso.
Oh, there we go.
Whoa.
Deus.
Hot staging.
And the flip, the boost back burn.
Deus, olha isso.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, you kind of see that the booster is not
Ele soltou a parte de trás.
in the correct direction. It's kind of
entendeu?
sideways.
Yeah, the booster was a bit tumbly.
Yeah, I can see why that flight termination system engaged.
Yeah, I love how you can see. Yeah, I love how you can see when Das decides like, nope, that's going.
Sensacional. Sensacional. Maravilhoso.
It's auto-engaging. It's engaging on another
Eu não
target.
sei vocês, mas eu fico.
Right.
É louco.
What an awesome track from DOS there. That's amazing.
Cara, agora vai ficar só reprisando, eles vão ficar.
That was
Eu espero de
amazing.
verdade que vocês.
And
Desculpem aí alguns probleminhas técnicos que nós tivemos. Uma reiniciada no PC, aí depois eu vou deixar esse vídeo editado, eu corto partes para que o vídeo fique mais legal aí para vocês assistirem posteriormente, beleza? Deixa seu like aí, deixa seu comentário. Não esquece de participar lá do nosso grupo, Navegantes do Espaço. E tamo junto, valeu, até a próxima, meus lindos.
I just saw another shot from one of our photographers that is coming, and it's ridiculous. These people are so talented.
Talented and passionate, and I think that's what really defines the NSF community here. Not only everyone that works